Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Monday, a Mineola woman in Wood County custody was picked up on 2 Hopkins County warrants, one for speeding, the other for failure to maintain financial responsibility. Hopkins County deputies transported her to Hopkins County Jail, where she was taken into a dress-out room by a female jailer. While changing into the jail uniform, the female jailer located, in the woman's clothing, a small baggie with a clear crystal-like substance believed to be methamphetamine. The substance was tested, returned positive for meth. Sabrina Elaine Flores, age 25, is in Hopkins County Jail, charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, more than 1 gram and less than 4 grams, of felony 3. Tuesday morning, her bond was set at $10,000. Testimony continues in the murder trial underway in 8th Judicial District Court in Hopkins County. Tilton Joshua Mapps, age 21, is being tried for the murder of Jonathan Trahan Young. Mapps is accused of the murder of Young at Pacific Park on June 8, 2015. On Monday, Assistant District Attorney Matt Harris had begun opening arguments, stating that the shooting developed over time due to an argument between Kendall Frazier and K.C. Macon. Tuesday morning, Frazier took the stand, testifying that neither Young nor Maria Hawthorne, who was with Young and Frazier at Pacific Park that night, had in their possession a weapon. During Frazier's testimony, Mapps seldom looked up from the defense table, and when he did, he looked at Frazier only briefly. A few glances were cast toward the jury by Mapps during the testimony of Frazier as well. Frazier testified that he saw Mapps shoot Young at close range once. Then, according to Frazier, Young turned to run away, and Mapps shot him several times before Young fell to the ground. He said that Young had been baited into the fight with Mapps by Dylan Burke. Frazier said that his friend got shot over stupidity. Frazier said he chased Mapps and saw him get into a silver Nissan parked on Ross Street. He said he could not see how many were in the auto as it pulled away. Assistant District Attorney Harris asked Frazier if the person whom he saw shoot Young was in the courtroom and asked him to point to that one present. Frazier pointed to Mapps and acknowledged that Mapps was the one he observed. Frazier said that before the shots he heard someone yelling, "Don't pull that out of your pocket or you'll be sorry." He stated that Hawthorne did not leave the scene and stated again in testimony that neither Young nor Hawthorne had a handgun. Harris asked Frazier if he was on probation for delivery of a controlled substance. Frazier answered yes. The defense attorney asked Frazier if he had been in jail for burglary of a habitation, and Frazier answered yes. Under cross-examination by the defense attorney, Frazier told the defense attorney that he could see Young and Mapps under the lights of Pacific Park. He testified that he knew Dylan Burks, the one he said had encouraged the fight between Young and Mapps, but he did not know him well. Frazier also admitted that he told police that he thought K.C. Macon had something to do with the shooting. Frazier said that he had gone to Macon's house on Whitworth Street twice and had words with Macon. The second time he journeyed to Macon's house on the night of the shooting, Young had driven him there in an auto. He stated Young did not get out of the car or become involved in the conversation. Asked if anyone was smoking marijuana that night, Frazier said that there were some who were smoking, but that Young and Hawthorne were not. To assist in confirming Frazier's ability to see clearly that it was Mapps and Young involved in the altercation, Assistant District Attorney Harris produced 2 overhead pictures of Pacific Park and asked Frazier to show where he was standing and where Mapps and Young was standing at the time of the incident. Frazier said he was attracted to where the incident occurred when he heard gunshots further away from the scene in the park, and again when he heard Hawthorne scream his name as the altercation began between Young and Mapps. There was a shooting in Pacific Park that same evening prior to the Mapps-Young incident. Testimony continues in the trial. Silver Springs Independent School District Board covered a number of as school starts issues during their session Monday night in the Administration Building boardroom. Budget was the primary subject for the board. The budget calls for a total estimated revenues of $45,222,210 and estimated expenditures of $45,157,871, providing a net fund balance increase of $64,339. Projected fund balance at the end of August 2017, the end of the projected budget, is $19,405,959. Food service will continue to be utilized through the Region 8 Co-op. Classroom materials and supplies will be purchased through Quill and Latson's, with pricing and discounts the same as the previous year. Teacher appraisals will follow a different directive this school year, as school principals have been trained in the new system, and assistant principals and academic specialists, along with the director of Head Start, will be receiving the training as well. Rusty Harden, Director of Human Resources and Communications for the district, reported that 57 new teachers will begin service in the Silver Springs Independent School District this year. He also pointed to the use of Blackboard Connect as a means of communicating with students, staff, parents, board members, and others. For a listing of those personnel changes that have occurred in the August meeting, see ksstradio.com. Here's Don with sports.
Wildcats football coach Greg Owens pronounced the first day of practice for the season Monday a very good day. He said the team had good retention of things that they were taught in May during spring practices. Coach Owens was also pleased with the weather, which provided a little relief from the broiling heat. A large cloud covered the sun for a few minutes as players hit the field just after 6 p.m. And the temperature dropped to pleasant levels as the sun was going down. It got so pleasant, Coach Owens said he wished he had had a little more daylight. Practice ended on the field at around 8:30 p.m. Beginning at 5 p.m., the team also lifted weights and worked on punts during a walkthrough in the multi-purpose building. Coach Owens said the team seemed to know what they were doing. He was encouraged that they were all going in the right direction. It's been 2 weeks since the Edge conditioning program ended, and Coach Owens said players were not in as good of a shape as he would have liked, but he added they were okay. Coach Owens said players ended practice in a strong and crisp manner. Practice will continue from 5 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. all this week, with players out on the practice field by about 6.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.